Alright everybody, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to take your 4-layer tiles and put them into a very small but complete tile set. So you'll see I'm in Photoshop and you'll see that I've got my 4 layers here. So I've got a transparent wave, I've got a grass clump with transparency, I've got a dark rock block, and I've got a light rock block. So I'm going to go ahead and turn them all on so I can see them. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is make my canvas, my new image that all 4 of these can go into. Currently this image is 32 pixels wide by 32 pixels high. So what I need is I need to double that because I need to put 4 tiles all right next to each other. So I'm going to come up here to File, New, and I'm going to make mine 64 pixels wide by 64 pixels high, and that'll effectively give me a 2 by 2 tile set. For the background contents, I'm going to set that as transparent. That's a pretty important step. Okay, click on OK. I'm going to press Command 0 to zoom in, and you'll notice at the top of my screen here I have both images loaded up, and there's this little tiny bar here that lets me do that. So to get the tiles into the new image, what you have to do is come over here to your first tile set. You're going to put your mouse pointer right on the name of your tile set, and it tells you the zoom level, and you're going to left click your mouse and drag off. And when you drag off, it'll come out in a window just like that. You can still see it, you can still work on it, the layers are all there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get the Move tool, and remember that the Move tool allows us to manipulate layers. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one at a time. So you'll see I've got my wave layer, and I'm going to come over to the Layers window, left click, drag and drop, and I'm going to place it right here on this open new canvas. When I let go, it comes in, and then I can go ahead and I can position it just where I want. So right about there. Okay. Now you might be wondering, well, where's the image again? You could try to find it, behind it. It is there. However, the better way to do that is just come up here to the window menu, and right down at the bottom of this window menu, it'll show you all of your images you currently have open. So I'm going to select my first tile set, and it comes right back to the foreground. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take the grass layer, and again I could drag and drop it from the layers list, but this time I'm going to try and drag and drop it from the actual image. So I've got the Move tool, left click, drag, drop. Let's see if it works, and there it does. So I'm going to put this down here, and you can really put them anywhere as long as they're in the 4 corners. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, speed this up, take my dark rock, there we go, and there we are. Now you see that my water is off a little bit, and I can see that it's off. It really should be in line with the rock, so I'll take care of that in just a second here. Let me go down and grab my last one here, and there it is. And the 2 rocks will fit in very nicely just because they are blocks. Okay, so one thing that you can do to really see that everything is working right is we can actually turn on a grid feature. And the grid feature will tell you that you are really, each square, each quadrant is at 32 by 32 pixels. So the way to set up the grid is like this. First of all, you have to view the grid. So you're going to come up to the View menu, come down to Show, and you're going to choose Grid. And you'll see these gray lines that go on top. They're not quite set up for the right unit of measurement though. So to do that, we need to go to Photoshop menu, Preferences, Guides, Grid, and Slices. We're going to come to this section here that says Grid, and it's going to say grid line every, and mine says 1 inch. We're going to change that to pixels, and we're going to set that to 32. So it'll have a gray line for every pixel. Now if you want to change this gray line, you can. You can change it to a bright pink line or yellow or something like that that would show up, but I'm going to leave it at gray right now. Click on OK, and you can see There we are there. So the gray line is actually going through here, and you can see it. You can see the gray line right here underneath my water. So I need to go grab the wave, and I'm just going to drag it straight down until there we go. And that's it. That looks really good. Okay, so I'm now going to save this image. So File, Save. Now you guys can save it to your desktop. I'm going to save it to my video game production folder, and I'm going to go ahead and call this Tileset 1 Final. And I'm going to save it as a PSD, so that way all my layers stay intact. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. That's how you basically get all of your individual layers combined together. In the next video tutorial, I'll show you how to bring in this tile set, and then of course how to use it. Alright, good luck!